Hello there, and welcome to the Sheffield United versus Liverpool review. Sheffield United nil, Liverpool 2. How great does that sound? How good does it feel to actually come out of here with a win? Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant to come out of there with a win. And that is all that mattered to me, is coming out of there with a win, no matter how we got it. Whether it was a 1-0, I think I predicted 2-1 just because I felt the way things are going, how things have been for Liverpool. I felt that we would probably concede a goal as well. And to be fair, we were quite close to doing so as well at one point. But honestly, very, very pleased to see that it was two goals, two good goals as well, I would say. Kind of good that the second one isn't being credited to Firmino, but I understand it. The clean sheet, the centre back pairing. Let me just say that one more time. The centre back pairing. We're going to go through some things. We're going to go through the sofa score, have a look at the lineup, have a look at player stats and stuff like that as well. And then we're going to go look at This Is Anfield breakdown as well, and just look at some of the talking points that they brought up as well, because they've mentioned some very, very, very cool things as well that are just something that we can consider. Hopefully, going forward, can we have a centre back partnership now? Is that something that we could be looking at in a very real sense? That would be absolutely amazing. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are about the game yesterday, because I felt it was a it was a comfortable-ish game. It wasn't the best game of all time. It really wasn't. Like two goals and a clean sheet is very, very positive, and that is exactly what we needed. That's exactly what we wanted, and that's what we got. But we didn't get something like, the old, like, Liverpool, the juggernaut, the machine that was just kept going. It wasn't like that. It wasn't just like full on heavy metal football or anything like that. It was a very good composed performance, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I do love hearing from every single one of you. And because I haven't said it already, I genuinely hope that you guys are doing very, very well indeed. This is the start of a new week, and I hope that your week has started as good as it can be, and I hope that it just gets better and better for you. Let's have a dive in on SofaScore right now. So, this is the lineup that we went out with, and I was a little bit surprised to see Adrian in there. Not that I expected Allison to be in goal, but I thought that Kelleher would be in goal, but apparently not. He's not fit, or I think he's carrying some sort of injury of some sort. I didn't really catch it a great deal last night, so there was a little bit of trepidation in me. It's just, and that's my fault. I couldn't help when I saw Adrian's name on the score on the lineup. I was just a little bit anxious because you just think the last couple of times that we've ever had Adrian in goal and stuff like that, it hasn't exactly worked out. I remember, it wasn't entirely his fault or anything like that, but the Aston Villa game when it was 7-2, and you know, there was just mistakes that happened with Adrian, but absolute credit to him. I felt, out of everybody, just talking about Adrian straight away, I actually felt that his contribution warranted a man of the match. And that's just in my opinion. I felt that he was excellent in goal. There were a couple of hairy moments between him and the defence, namely a couple of moments between him and Kabak where communication just wasn't, on point or as point as it could have been. But over the whole 90 minutes, over the whole game, Adrian was brilliant. He was just what we needed. He was solid, very, very good composed performance. And moving into that back line, I was impressed. I was genuinely impressed. I was so glad to see Nat Phillips getting a start in there with his new shaven look that he's got as well, and Kabak as well playing. I would like to see Ben Davies getting some game time. I don't know when we're going to see him get some game time, unless another injury happens, which, touch wood. I really hope that that doesn't happen. But credit to both of them. I felt that they did well. I don't think that they did like absolutely world class amazing. I felt that they did well. I felt that they worked well together. And I felt that they just complemented each other with like two little contrasting styles that they've got, like Nat Phillips being that, what, people are tagging him or giving him the tagline of being like a classic old school style defender where it's, win your aerial duels and clear the ball as much as you can, do the basics as best as possible. Whereas Kabak is supposed to be like the modern sort of defender, maybe use a bit of, dribbling, use a bit more running and stuff like that, to lay balls off into midfield and such like that. I felt that both of them did very, very well. I don't know why Nat Phillips got a bit of a lower rating than Kabak, because I felt that equally, they did well. They did their job well. They helped each other in getting the clean sheet, and also it helped Adrian as well. And same with Robertson and Trent. Trent's got the man of the match on SofaScore here. I still feel it for me. It would be Adrian, over the whole game. But both of those two guys, Trent and Robbo, I felt that they did well. They lost possession quite a few times. We'll go through all the stats and stuff in a couple of minutes or so. But there's nothing really that I can pick out that was like a great, oh, they shouldn't be doing that. There's times that we get caught, but that happens with the way that we play. It's not necessarily down to necessarily one person or something like that. It's more of a system thing at the moment where we are going to get caught on the counter. Gini Wijnaldum, he was captain for the game, which for some reason a lot of people were really unhappy about, and I don't know why, because I don't know why, I don't know who else people were expecting to be the captain of this game. Obviously, Jordan Henderson's our captain. Then I think it's James Milner. Then I think it's Virgil van Dijk, third place. Fourth place is Gini Wijnaldum. After that, I don't actually know who it is, off the top of my head. I really don't. And that's just being honest. I don't know whether it's Andy Robertson, which would make sense in a way because he's captain of Scotland. But regardless of that, didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do anything spectacular, in my opinion. He was very, very good, up and down the pitch. Same with most of them as well. Curtis Jones, loved his goal. Absolutely loved his goal. Fantastic goal. Brilliant. Absolutely. Just in the right place at the right time and pushing a bit further forward than he usually does. Now, he did say that Klopp has been asking him or telling him, or having conversations with Klopp is probably a better way to put it, about maybe pushing a bit further forward and taking the opportunity if you're in a goal scoring sort of area. And he absolutely did it. The ball was, it was bouncing around the box and stuff like that, came out perfectly to him and he slotted it into the back of net with good force, good finish. Absolutely brilliant. Loved that for Curtis Jones as well. The front three worked hard. Bobby Firmino is so unfortunate not to get that given as a goal, because all the hard work up to that goal and the goal itself was pretty much all Firmino. Like, you had Salah and you had Mane that were pulling players out of position by their running and by their pure presence of just being there, allowing Firmino to sort of use his trickery, use his quick feet, to get in and amongst the defence and in and around the defence. And it's just such a shame. I mean, to be fair, if it hadn't deflected off the Sheffield United player, probably would have gone out wide, which I do believe, from the angle that I've seen it, or one of the angles that I've seen it from, it does look like if Firmino just gets a free hit at it, probably would have gone wide. But it's a shame it doesn't go down for him, but I'm just glad that it went down as a goal in general. So, let's have a look at some player statistics. Oh, by the way, I just want to mention Aaron Ramsdale. Despite losing 2-0, what a performance by Aaron Ramsdale. First half especially, because that first half had me thinking this is going to be another game where, cheers for that sofa score, this is going to be another game where we're not going to get through this goalkeeper, because we just couldn't. We were getting shots on target and we were making good opportunities, or positions where players only have to beat the goalkeeper, and they just couldn't. In the first half especially. Obviously in the second half we got the goals that we needed. Fantastic, brilliant. But in the first half especially, apparently one of the things that this is Anfield has highlighted is that he made 5 saves, which is the most that he's ever made in a half, ever. And he made 5 saves in the first 45 minutes, and I was just thinking, please don't let this go. How other games have gone, where we're getting the chances, we're creating the chances, we're getting lots of chances on target this time. Look at that. 16 shots. Half of our shots were all on target. That's fantastic for Liverpool for once, because normally that'd be 16 shots, 2 on target. It's stuff like that that has sort of really let us down a lot in this part of the season. But yeah, I was really happy for that. But brilliant performance by him. Really, really brilliant performance by him. I was quite surprised, to be honest, because Ramsdale's had a bit of an iffy season, let's just say that, trying to take over the mantle from Dean Henderson. Player stats. Don't normally go through player stats. I'm just going to primarily look at Liverpool's, but we want to go for the goalkeeper first of all. Made 3 saves, had 3 punches, and his run-outs were successful, which is very good for Adrian. Very, very positive for Adrian as well. Obviously we weren't getting, it's not like we were getting pummeled or anything like that by Sheffield United, but still they were a dangerous team, quite a good, a pressure team is probably the best way to put it. They're a good pressure team, and they weren't gonna, they're starting to build up a little bit of momentum. Might be a little bit too little, too late for them as the season is right now. But they weren't going to make it easy for us just because they're bottom of the table. They weren't going to turn around and just, it's going to be an easy game for Liverpool. Go out and get your win. Still had to work for it, and I was so happy to see Adrian getting his just deserves, in my opinion. We go look at the defence. What am I looking at here? Duels, passing, yeah, defence. So obviously we want to primarily look at, Trent, who's got like the man of the match, made 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, but I think as well, lost possession 28 times. Andy Robertson lost possession a lot. These guys lose possession quite a lot. It just seems to be one of those things that happens. Who won the most aerial duels? Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips and Ozan Kabak. So out of 12, won 7. Out of 12, won 6, which is that's decent. Hopefully that would be something that might improve as well. And ground duels as well. That's not bad for Kabak. Could get better for Nat Phillips, but 6 attempts, 4 successful for Ozan Kabak. Maybe that's a good strength area. I think Trent actually got the most in ground duels. No, Sadio Mane and Trent got the most in ground duels as well. But yeah, that's really, really good. Shows that Nat Phillips has always been an aerial presence since he came in to the team, or since we first seen him. We knew from his first appearance that aerial duels is probably one of his things that he wants to be. I think he said it in an interview as well, where he said, I want to be the guy. I want to win my aerial duels. Balls coming into the box. I want to be on it. I want to be the head that's on it. And that's good. The fact that he's actually got so much. I think Sheffield United, if I was to look at theirs, you've got Ollie McBurney. Jesus Christ. 20 attempted and he won 12. It's quite something. That's quite something, actually. Then we go look into attack. Big chances missed. Curtis Jones, big chances missed. Mo Salah missed 2. Firmino missed 2. It's something that they can, that they hopefully improve on as well. And then a good thing to look, accurate passes. I think Curtis Jones was miles in front in this one. Was he? Accurate passes, Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones was successful in 26 of his passes, 20 out of 27. 96% pass rate. That's good. Milner obviously comes on as a sub and he gets 100%. Milner's just a beast. And let's look at that as well. Because getting to see James Milner come back on the pitch, come back from injury, and Naby Keita come on as well for Curtis Jones, but comes on, to see them come back in, it just really actually gave us just a little bit of a relief to get these experienced players back in, these good players, these decent players, quality players as well, like these two, coming back from injury, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they won't suffer more injuries, because it was positive when they came on, constantly wanting to drive the ball forward. As soon as Milner came on, first thought was driving the ball forward, running, making the passes forward, and going with intensity as well. I think intensity is just one of the things in terms of actually moving the ball and getting the ball forward and putting it into the front line and putting it into the forwards. That might just be something that Thiago lacks, in my opinion, is the intensity. The quality on the ball that Thiago has is unquestionable. Absolutely unquestionable. His vision for passing and laying off decent passes, long passes, short passes, wherever it might be, and keeping close control as well. It's unquestionable the amount of talent and skill that he has. But in terms of actually like forcing the play and putting the ball through to the forwards quickly, maybe sharply, heavy passes, whatever it might be, that might just be something that just isn't really coming off for him. But massive credit to James Milner for doing that. And Naby Keita as well. I felt that his driving runs, if he can stay fit his driving runs in midfield could really make a difference for us. We saw little bits of it while he was on the pitch, but hopefully we can start getting some more minutes in the Champions League and in other games coming up as well. And it was positive as well because I think after the game, I think Klopp had turned around and said that Alisson should be ready to come back in, play against Chelsea, which is our next game. I think it's on Thursday, and Fabinho might also be ready. There's things that we can talk about here that we're not going to talk about right now, but it alludes to the fact that I would love us to still play a centre back pairing of Nat Phillips and Kabak, get Fabinho back into midfield. We'll talk more on that at another point, but really, really just pleased with the performance, and I was pleased just not to lose, honestly, because let's go look at the table just down here. What it means for us is that we go on to 43 points. Finally, we move off 40 points. Everton have got 2 games in hand on us, fine, but we can only focus on ourselves at the moment, and that's all we should be doing. What it does mean for us is that depending on what happens with Everton in their 2 games in hand, it means that we are 1 point away from Chelsea, who drew against Manchester United in a bit of a nothing game at the weekend. It was quite surprising. I thought it would be much more attacking, but it wasn't. So we're 1 point away from Chelsea, and we play Chelsea on Thursday. Then West Ham we're 2 points away from West Ham. West Ham are quality, and I watched that game against Man City. I'm pretty sure they played Man City this weekend. Just want to double check. I'm pretty sure because it was 2-1. I think. Come on, please load. Please load. Please load. Quicker. Was it? Yes, it was Man City. West Ham were very good in that game and they were unfortunate not to come away with at least a point, in my opinion. I felt that they actually did really, really well in that game. Whoever they come up against, it's going to be difficult for their opponent. West Ham are very, very good this season. There's no getting away from it. They are. They deserve to be where they are. What it means for us is that if we can string together even like, 1, 2, 3, or just, a good couple of victories or something like that, top 4 isn't out of the question, but it's just not something that we should focus on right now. Just focus on one game at a time. Chelsea's coming up next. Can't remember who we've got after that. I think it could be Fulham. Yeah, Fulham as well. That's going to be a difficult game. They play some decent football, and also they're going to be wanting to get themselves out of the relegation zone as quickly as possible if they can. I think goal difference would still go against them. The stuff that we can talk about at a different time. Let's move on to here. Clean sheet for Kabak and Nat. It was the first time since the Champions League meeting with Atalanta in November, when Reece Williams and Joel Matip started, that Liverpool had used 2 natural centre backs in the position. November. We've just turned over to the 1st of March. That's 4 months. 4 months. Maybe 5 months, is it? November, December, January, February. All right, yeah. Let's say 4 months because we've only just gone into March. 4 months without a centre back pairing. A centre back pairing. Unreal. Unreal that we've gone that long without a centre back pairing. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This was the moment that we were talking about. There's one heart in the mouth moment for Kabak when he turned the ball into his own net after Adrian failed to take control of a situation when he should have. And that is fair. That was a bit of a moment where we were looking like, what the hell was that? What happened there? Just total miscommunication. Ball goes in the back of the net. Thankfully, it got flagged offside. But unreal. That was a bit of a heart. Yeah, exactly as it says. It's a heart in mouth moment where your stomach just drops. Everything just feels like, oh my god, let's not have this happen again. But no. Other than that, I felt that they did really, really well. Ramsdale heroics, we've already sort of covered that as well. But it was really, really good. Academy products take responsibility. Curtis Jones gave a fantastic interview after the game. Really, really nice interview as well, where he dedicated his goal to Alisson and the thought of Alisson's father, stuff like that as well. A nice tribute there. Just really, really spoke so well, played so well. It was fantastic. Really nice, mature performance, and mature all round from Curtis Jones as well. Obviously, we can look at Firmino getting the finish and such like that as well. And yeah, it's just such a shame that it didn't go down as his goal. And top 4 challenge resumes. As I said before, it's not something that we should really be focusing on a great deal at the moment. Just take it a game by game basis. But I'm quite happy with that performance. I'm quite happy with where, hopefully, use this as a building block for where we can go on to next. Chelsea's coming up next, and that's not going to be an easy game whatsoever. It really, really won't be. I don't believe that Chelsea will come out and play like they did against Manchester United at the weekend. I think that they'll come out with lots more intensity, a lot more about them, a lot more vigor, and they'll want to come out. And Tuchel and Klopp have history. It was Thomas Tuchel's Dortmund that we faced in the Europa League that time when we had one of our most incredible comebacks and a Dejan Lovren header that what a time that was. But yeah, like they've got history, they're gonna want to come out and they're gonna want. We won the first game this season. I think it was 2-0 against Chelsea. They're gonna want to come out and put on a performance. But hey, I'm really happy with what we did here. Really, really happy that we just picked up the win, picked up 3 points, and we can move on to the next one and hopefully try our very hardest to get the 3 points there as well. And we should be getting some players back, hopefully, fingers crossed, get some players back as well. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to be making some more videos throughout this week at different points. My roof is still being done at the moment, and this is just a bit of a lull in the action at the moment because it is so loud. It's going to be really, really tricky to find time to record during like proper times, but I'll do my very best. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Get your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. Please do take care of yourselves and have a good day, and I'll catch you later.